Professor Black Ops, you see it. Let's get it. Visual Studio Malware. Gotta watch out for those add-ins and plug on Video Studio, which is a widely used product, is getting malware with those add-ins. Once again, quick article. Let's get to it. Hackers weaponize Microsoft Visual Studio add-ins malware. Security researchers warn that hackers may start using Microsoft Visual Studio tools for Office more often as a method to achieve persistence and execute code on a target machine via malicious Office add-ins. This technique is an alternative to sneaking into documents VBA macros that fetch malware from an external source. Since Microsoft announced it would block the execution of VBA and XL macros Office by default, threat actors moved to achieve zip and ISO and link files, shortcut files to distribute their malware. However, using VSTO introduced an attack vector that allows building .NET based malware and embedding those into Office add-ins. Everybody loved those add-ins too. Security researcher at Deep Instinct discovered multiple such attacks recently and believed the skillful hackers are increasingly adopting this method. Although VST-based attacks are not new, they are a rare occurrence and have not been too much of a concern for the InfoSec community. Attacking with VSTO is a software development kit, part of Microsoft Visual Studio IDE. It is used to build add-ins which are extensive for Office applications that can execute code on the machine. These add-ins can be packaged with the document files or downloaded from a remote location and are executed when launching a document with associated Office Word.Excel. Threat actors prefer using the local VSTO, which does not require bypassing trust-related security mechanisms to execute the add-in code. However, Deep Instinct noticed some attacks were using the remote add-in feature. As some of these payloads carrying documents in the presence of a custom XML parameter that gives Office the application instructions to where to locate the add-ins and install it. So if you see right there in the file, it shows you the ID, the name, the assembly location, the word. That's the VSTO file right there. The dependencies of all the add-in payload are stored together with the document, typically inside an ISO container. These threat actors set the extra files to hidden, hoping the victim would miss them and assumes the archive only contains documents. So that shows you the DLL and the .x file right there in the folder. After launching the document, a prompt appears asking to install the add-in. Attackers can trick the victim to allow the action in a similar way as enable content pop up for enabling malicious VBA macro to execute. This is the message tricking the user to install the malware. So you see that's the install. That's the Invento's MIAO file right there. In one attack, Deep Instinct saw targets using users in Spain. The add-in payload executed encode and compressed PowerShell script on the computer. So once again, they have the string highlighted with the PowerShell script in there. Wow, coming from Spain. Another example that involved the remote VSTO-based add-in. The threat actor set the DLL payload to download a password-protected zipped archive and dropped it in the app local folder. Deep Instincts could not retrieve the final payload due to the server being offline at the time of the investigation. To show how VSTO could help an attacker deliver and execute malware, as well as achieve persistence on the machine, the researcher created a proof of concept with the payload. Apart from the payload, which was purposely selected, highly detectable, all the components on the proof of concept flew under the radar of Windows Defender. Right? Windows is the default defender that comes with Windows. I mean, it's okay. DBSync researchers expect more threat actors to use the integrated VSTO into their attacks. They believe that a nation state and other high caliber actors will jump at the opportunity as they are more likely to have means to bypass the trusted mechanism used in Windows by using valid code signing. So once again, be safe out there. Visual Studio Malware is delivering malware to your machine. I write a lot of code in Visual Studio. So once again, Professor Black Ops, please subscribe. Be safe in those cybersecurity streets.